This player has 2,842 yards passing, 17 TDs, 8 interceptions. The player I'm talking about plays under Sean Payton. Bo Nix. What is Bo Nix's ceiling? He started off the season. Everybody was like, we don't know. Now he's playing good. What is the actual ceiling of Bo Nix?
I look at him the way I should have looked at Daniel Jones. I've been fooled once before. I won't be fooled again. I don't think he's Daniel Jones. That could be a clip in and of itself, Jesus. But I do think he's talented. I think that it's I think that Bo Nix is a good example of these quarterbacks have to go to the place, the right fit for them, with the right coach that believes in them. Sean Payton slammed the table, and obviously wanted this guy to come play for him, right? Feels like he's a good fit for his offense. Feels like can run the offense the way Drew Brees did. Maybe not to that level, but it feels like he sees a lot of those measurables and intangibles in him that Drew Brees had. And so that's how this marriage got started. But it's a healthy marriage because, again, he takes the best parts of Bo Nix's games and puts them on display. And there's a trust there between the two guys. And they have a good working relationship. Every quarterback needs that. If you're in that situation, any of these top QBs you could think of, unless you're like Jamarcus Russell or something, if you went to the right place, you could work out. And I don't want to throw him on the bus because he could probably, I guess, work out, but it was pretty bad. So it's just about where you end up and who you end up with. So Bo Nix is a good example of that in this situation. But I'm skeptical. If you ask me about my opinion, I'm skeptical of him. I think we have to give this another year or so. We see C.J. Stroud hitting a sophomore slump, right? If he can do that, then Bo Nix certainly can, who's not as talented, right? So I'd like to give it some time before we anoint him or say anything crazy. The way I felt about him early in the season is kind of the way I feel about him now. Regardless, like he's playing good football. He's got a really good defense. They got a good running game over there too. Got some good pieces. Sutton and those guys throw the ball too. But I have my concerns about him long term, just from the ability to throw in anticipation. The things we talk about all the time with quarterbacks: deep ball throwing, process in the field. He's doing a good job of it right now. But I wouldn't be so sure that like it's a lock or it's a guarantee. The only thing that works for him is that he has Sean Payton, who is a quarterback guru. We could call him that, right? He's had success. He knows what it looks like. Good quarterback play looks like. He knows how to get it out of people. So that works to his advantage. If he works out, it'd be because of that marriage. But I think this gives people hope. You can take a quarterback who's not highly touted in a draft, and potentially you could work out if you have the right people in place to nurture that kid, right? To nurture him and give him what he needs. So that's the way I look at him. I still have concerns, though, just about overall frame, physique, the ability to throw the ball down the field, how he's going to do when the team falls apart, right? When he gets paid, inevitably, and then they don't have all the talent around him. Can you uplift the guys around you? Are you good enough to do that? I don't think he is. And I think that's my overall concern. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. I think he's good. Like a Kirk, but not as good as Kirk yet. Maybe that's a ceiling. Kirk Cousins is a ceiling.
I think what benefits him is they make fun of his age, all those years playing in college, but playing in college all those years, you do learn some things. Playing at Auburn in a different system, going to Oregon, playing in a totally different system. So he's able to adapt. And like you said, Sean Payton definitely knows how to work with quarterbacks, except for maybe one guy. I don't know. But he's doing pretty good in Pittsburgh. But for Bo Nix, I've liked what I've seen so far, except for this Monday night game. He didn't look good in that game. But he's a rookie. So you're going to have those bumps and bruises. He's neck and neck with Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year, in my opinion, because he's got this Broncos team that was awful last year, and they're at 8-5, which you give credit to him. I didn't see that coming. I didn't, think that they'd be that good this year. But yeah, Sean Payton's figured out a way to mesh his skill set. Like, he's a mobile quarterback, so you don't want him to shy away from that. So a lot of rolling out, and he can throw it on the run. They do a lot of rolling out to the right and making plays that way. I think if they get some more weapons on this team, he could benefit from that even more. Like you have Sutton. You have Javonte Williams, but he hasn't been all that great. So they've had this like three-headed monster. It's funny, Judy would have been the perfect number 2 on this team, but they didn't want him on this team. So Judy kind of showcased his ability on Monday night. But Bo Nix is a serviceable quarterback. I'd say his ceiling probably like a top 15 quarterback.